So yesterday there was an earthquake, and it wasn't super strong, but it was like the first earthquake I've ever like noticed. I was in the house, and it shook enough that I was like, holy cow, it feels like elephants are running into the side of the house. And then I came out and looked, and everything was shaking, so I was like, oh, okay, the house isn't just self-destructing, it's an earthquake. Anyway, then I came out to look at the wall, sort of hoping that there was some wall damage, because if there was an earthquake and I had wall damage, that would inspire me to make the wall stronger. But I came out and looked at it, and there's no damage, which, on one hand is a good thing. Yay, my wall isn't damaged. But now I don't want to get all cocky like, oh, my wall can handle an earthquake, no problem. Over time, as things settle, I'm sure I'll get little cracks here and there. But now I'm thinking, is that acceptable? Should I leave that within acceptable design parameters? Because I've been thinking that's okay. But what if there's a bigger earthquake? Now, I did buy these big huge rolls of like industrial burlap. And burlap is supposed to be good for reinforcing concrete. Now, what I was thinking to do with that, this is going to be a major ordeal. That I was planning to do this, at the end after everything is built. But maybe I need to do it as I'm going up in case there's an earthquake while I'm building. Anyway, I could take the roll of burlap, and it's like, I think 4 feet wide or something, and just start like wrap it around the entire thing. And then put, I don't know, like half an inch or an inch of not rocky concrete on the outside. So then it would have a really strong facing, and then burlap fiber reinforcement in there. I don't know. Should I start doing that? To do that, I'll have to take a bunch of the wharf off the wall here, so I have space to put it in. Because I have been designing everything so it won't need tensile strength. But an earthquake, it's a different thing. Like over here, I've got this wall, hopefully you can see in the camera, it's leaning against the dirt, right? So the dirt will hold it up, and the weight of the concrete will hold it that way. So if there's no shaking or anything, it should be fine, even if it gets the occasional crack. But then if there's a crack in an earthquake, the crack is gonna be a weak spot where things can separate more. I don't know, I think I'm gonna have to think about this more before I get too high on the walls and everything. Well, one thing I'm thinking right now is I was originally going to continue, this is what's going to be the ground level here. Like, this is all going to get filled in, everything's going to get filled in up to here. I was going to continue this up and this up at the same time, but what I might do is build the tower first and wrap the burlap all the way around it as I'm going up, and then attach this wall here and just put some extra concrete so it's just heavy and leaning against and holding itself on there. But then at least the tower itself would have this domey structure that would handle a lot of problems like earthquakes and stuff like that. Even if somewhere out here the wall broke or something, I could deal with that. Like if there was an earthquake and an 8-foot concrete wall, part of it fell in. But like the tower, if a tower fell, that would be a disaster. So yeah, I'm thinking if I do the towers individually as like units of their own, so they have their own tensile strength around them and everything. Like they're strong on their own. I think that might be the way to go. Whoa. I just heard a huge crash over there. I think some giant tree fell. Anyway, that's probably results of the earthquake yesterday. Anyway, yeah, if I make the towers, the dome towers, on their own super sturdy, I think that'll be good. This is all going to be underground, but do I start wrapping it below level? This is going to have dirt on this side and that side holding it together. I think that'll be fine. But out here, there's no dirt, you know, on the outside. So maybe I should do a burlap wrap around here. I mean, that'd be nice. It's gonna be a pain in the butt. Or do I just start doing it up here? Or do I fill this in with clay, pack it really hard, and then put a floor on that has burlap coming from here over down the other side. So this will be like a solid plate of something really strong, and then build up from there, because then the weight wouldn't only be on this wall, it would also be on the floor and the clay in the middle. So then even if there was a problem on the outer wall, the thing would, like the building wouldn't fall. Lots of options. Well, I have a couple more days of work to do here to get the circle of this tower connected all the way over there. So probably like 2 or 3 days. I'm just gonna think about that. And hopefully in a few days I'll have a good idea of what I want to do there. Another idea is to fiberglass the entire inside shell of the dome. Oh, I don't want to do that. Oh, that's so at the top of my list of things I do not want to do. But that would make it so the thing would like never fall. Even if it got cracks all over the place, it would just stay there. Even if the whole thing tipped over, it'd still stay in the right shape. Anyway, that wouldn't be till the end anyway, so maybe I'll ponder that. Oh, what a horrible ordeal that would be. It's not even that the earthquake was that, moved that far. You know, it was just like, but the thing is, the amount of force in that to move all the ground, like the ground under me was moving like that, which means when that shock wave hits the towers, they're not somehow going to resist this movement, you know, because the movement is shaking the entire ground. Like, the towers are going to have to be able to go like this and not fall apart. Yeah, this is kind of a new thing for me. I mean, I've been aware of earthquakes before. I've never felt one before. I've never lived in a place where, you know, there were like earthquakes. And this, I don't think this is a particularly earthquake-prone area, but, you know, it obviously happens. Oh, I need to make this thing ready for that. Alright, so I've got my one tower here, and another tower here, and then a wall going. Now the towers aren't this big. I'm only going to make them as tall as they are wide. So just cut them off there and cut that one off there. Anyway, but yeah, I'm thinking I should just make these strong on their own. Don't worry. Do you mind, dude? Don't worry about connecting them to the wall too much, because the wall's not tall enough to really worry about. And if a piece of the wall falls, fine. It's not hard to repair. But yeah, I want to make sure the towers are super structurally sound. I am kind of really liking the idea of, you know, filling this all in with clay. I'm going to do that either way. And then just packing it really hard, and then making a really structurally sound floor. And then, you know, building up from there. Because this clay packs so hard. Like, it's just such hard stuff. If I can take a bunch of the weight that would otherwise just be on here and transfer it into the clay, then it would just spread out the weight onto a bigger foundation, and everything would be stronger. Yeah, I could probably take like half the weight off this wall and just have it be supported by the clay, which would, you know, basically double the strength of the thing. Oh, that is a good idea. I should probably do that. Oh, it's going to be a lot of concrete for the floor. Alright, I'm not on that today anyway, so I'm just going to keep working on my wall piece here and let it roll around in my brains.